We be fussing, we be screaming, but you the one I wanna lay beside this evening. I'm gonna come back, even when I'm leaving. You give good love, and I receive it. When you feeling down, I'ma sing to you. That ring on your finger got a ring to it. That's that real love, God-fearing love. It may not be how we dreamed it, but it's still love. Can we ever sit down? Talk to me nice, I'ma talk back, baby. You know how we get down. Yeah, the way we gon' work it out.
I am Pastor Julius, and this is my lovely wife.
What's up, y'all? I pray that this video finds you blessed and highly favored.
Amen. Bing. What we talking about today?
Woosah. That's the claw that wants to reach over and grip around your neck.
And get itself chopped off?
But I have to restrain the claw, bring the claw back down.
From getting itself chopped off?
So that it just won't just relax.
So that it doesn't get chopped off?
You don't even have a knife. How you gonna chop it?
Break it, twist it.
Really?
Make it painful if it come over here.
All those people hearing you talk like that.
Well, you said you was gonna grab my neck.
I didn't say what I was going to do to your neck.
You
I didn't
said
say
the claw that's from reaching over.
I
and
didn't
doing
say I
what?
was going to do anything harmful. You said you was
You
just
wasn't
going to break
gonna-
my
you
arm.
wasn't gonna tickle
You just
me,
told
nigga.
the whole world you was going to break my arm.
Your claw wasn't gonna tickle me, nigga.
How you know?
I think what that claw do?
How you know? It could be a tickle claw. But you just told the world you was going to break my arm.
If it was gonna come over and reach around my neck, you said grab around my neck. That's what you said.
Ladies and gentlemen, I really
We need y'all to pray.
hard
Yeah.
and long.
Yeah.
And then when you get done praying, go pray again because
Nay, I ain't worried about it.
So today we are talking about a very interesting topic that we just had to deal with recently in our lives. And it is parenting children in a viral world. And I do not mean viral by a virus. We've survived Corona. I mean parenting children in a day and age where your children could go viral, you could go viral, and how in the world do you parent in this YouTube generation? We're on YouTube right now. Our children are Gen Alphas, and they call Gen Alpha, they call them the YouTube generation. Our sons have only known electronics. They've never known anything else but cell phones and iPads. I think we got them their first iPads with a little cushy thing around age 3. And now they are 9 and 10, and they both have cell phones. Our 10-year-old has a cell phone with a plan. The 9-year-old, because the rule is 10, just has a cell phone that he can have Wi-Fi on. And so recently, we had one of our children, Zion, who went viral in basketball. He was balling. And one of the Hoop City films, I think, was there. And they put them on his platform. Courtside films. Put him on the platform, and in 24 hours, Zion was viral. We are now a couple of days removed from that, and Zion is
Still crazy viral. It's ridiculous.
I think on Barstool Sports, he's 19 million. ESPN, Sports Center, he's in the millions. And so this is my 9-year-old son who has no idea about anything because, again, he only has a cell phone on Wi-Fi. So we've had to navigate this portion of parenting, which there's no other generation that has had to deal with this. Our parents didn't have to deal with this. There was no such thing as Ashante or Julius going viral. The max you was going to get back in the day was the neighborhood knew if you did something right or wrong. The neighborhood, you know, maybe the people at your school. Then as we got older, it might be you were known in the city for something, or you were known, you know, if you hooped really well, you were known in the city leagues as being that guy. Now we live in a world where you can do something and overnight 30 million people are able to see what it is that you did. So I guess my question to you is, what has been the most challenging thing right now with being Zion's parent, who is a viral sensation?
I think it's just because we're not natives, we're not digital natives.
I didn't see this.
Yeah, somebody just sent that to me.
Pro hoopers are speaking out against clip of third graders taunting their opponents. And this is Dame time.
Well, that's the picture that they got up. That don't mean that he said anything about it. You know, those photo ops and stuff.
No, Damian Lillard said, facts, it's getting out of control. Evan Fournier, shaking my head, we need to set a better example for this new generation. Malcolm Delaney, they are slowly killing basketball. Lexi Brown, I just want to know why is there film crews watching 9-year-olds? Isaiah Thomas, shaking my head, this game is in a bad place with all the extras. With my son's face, by the way, on the front of this. And so...
Let me see that, man.
Yeah, it's like Zion's face now. So now they've turned my son into a bully almost, which is extremely bizarre because Zion, if you know Zion is the silliest, most fun-loving 9-year-old kid you could ever meet. And now all of a sudden he's being turned into this bully because he's 5'2" at 9, probably weighs about 125, 30 pounds, wears a 7.5, 8 shoe. He's huge for his age. All of the people in my family are big people. My dad is 6'2", my brothers are 6'8" and 6'9". My grandmother was 6 foot. My grandmother's brother was 6'11". So he comes from a family of really tall people. And so now they're making it seem like he's a bully. So it's this whole, again, he's viral, which was intended to be fun. Like, look at these third graders. Zion made a and one and flexed on dude. And then the other one was he made a 3-point and he celebrated. He did like the bow and arrow.
And so what I was saying is that I'm not a digital native. I'm just I navigate digitally. I wasn't born into it. I was introduced to it probably high school is when we got introduced to it. And so just not really understanding the validity that people place on this whole viral situation, this whole views and YouTube, and knowing that it's there and, you know, seeing it clearly, social media and all of that, but not understanding how much the younger generation, how important it is to them. Like, I think that's what's been new for me is really understanding how important it is for them. And so, like, it's really important. It's not that important for us because our value system isn't wrapped up in views and things along those lines. We like the stuff, but my value system wasn't built on it.
Yeah.
And I think like this younger generation, that their value system is built on it.
Yeah.
And it almost solidifies you, it validates you, all of that stuff. And so I'm seeing all of the views and stuff, and I'm like, I'm tripping because I'm in amazement that 50 million people is watching my son. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, they're looking at it like that produces a status for them.
For me, what's been the most difficult to navigate are these adults. And people having an opinion about a 9-year-old child that they do not know. It's a 60-second clip that shows him finally getting an and one. So let's be clear, because my son is so big, he gets beat up every single game. Would you agree?
Yeah,
He gets beat up underneath the basket. He had a bloody nose last game.
he did.
That's the second time that's happened in AAU because little kids are smaller than him. They're throwing elbows. They're on his back, literally on his back. The refs are not making any calls. And so, yes, the camera happened to catch Zion getting an and one finally, and he flexed. And now you have all of these adults saying his parents are terrible. He's a terrible kid. Now you got NBA pros speaking out about it, talking about, and I'm thinking, but y'all do it all the time. Like the NBA, they celebrate, they flop, they cuss, they do everything, and these kids are looking at you as a freaking idol. And so now you want to, like, I'll say Damian Lillard, since he commented, when he shoots, what do? Everybody know what that means. I mean, Dame time. So tell me what the difference of this is, Damian, and somebody going like that. What's the difference? The difference is because he's 9 and he's not allowed to do that?
Because let's be clear. My son didn't get any of that from me or you. I don't play basketball.
I didn't.
You know what I'm saying? We don't play basketball. We don't teach him that. They're playing an innocent game of 2K. And they're watching NBA basketball games.
And they're watching YouTube.
This is where they're getting this from. Let's be clear. And so for any NBA player that would speak out against it, you need to speak out against yourself.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're looking up to you all. They're getting this from y'all. They're getting this from that game, from NBA 2K. Like, he doesn't get that from me. I don't tell him, hey, when you score a bucket, go out there and flex. He sees that. It's embedded in his mind because that's what he saw.
And that's all he's known.
He believes that's part of the game.
Facts.
Because that's what he see you guys doing. And that's what he saw. That's what he sees on NBA 2K. In his mind, that's part of the game. He is not in his mind differentiating sportsmanship and character and things along those lines. He just turned 9 on January the 2nd. And so in his mind, that's part of the game. And so whereas after the fact, yes, we can talk to him and have conversation about good character and sportsmanship and things along those lines. But listen, those things don't happen until after he celebrates because he thinks celebration is a part of the game.
Because it is.
And so if celebration ain't a part of the game, you niggas need to stop celebrating. And if it is a part of the game, then don't be, demonizing a 9-year-old who's mimicking and emulating what y'all be doing. Especially not as NBA players. Now, other people that aren't in the NBA that are just mad because they not good or they didn't get to shine or whatever, other people gonna say whatever they want to say. But how dare an NBA player come out and speak out against something like that?
Yeah.
And this is where they're getting it from.
Yeah. Like, I was cool when the regular people in the comments had something to say because regular people are just regular people. If you've never played AAU ball, if you've never been involved in high intensity basketball or football, then those comments mean nothing to me because every parent that parents a child that plays AAU, y'all know what it is. We travel, we see what it is. We see what it is on the East Coast, the West Coast, down South. This stuff is vicious.
It's real.
These kids are cussing each other out. Like, my kids don't use foul language at all, but they have other little boys who are cussing them out as they're going up for the dang on 2 points. And yes, when you just cussed me out as 9 and I go up and get an and one, I flex. Why? Get off my back. Like,
and let's be clear, that was a retaliation. No, they didn't catch on film
Correct.
What the boy did to him the
prior.
previous time on the other end of the floor. You know what I'm saying? So this is a game within a game.
Facts.
Let's be clear. We everybody who is athletic, who's played sports, there's a game within a game.
Yeah.
There's the game that's happening, and then there's the internal game that you've engaged in with your opponent.
Absolutely.
This is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So let's be clear.
Yeah.
Like, let's start really calling it what it is. That's the
Facts.
game within a game. So he took it in good stride when old boy did what he did.
Yeah.
Because Zion is a gentle giant. Anybody that knows him knows he's a gentle giant. He ain't trying to kill nothing, and he not trying to let nothing die. You know what I'm saying? He's a gentle giant, and he's only going to retaliate if provoked.
That's it.
And so that was a retaliation move. And so while it's looked at like he got all of this bad character and all of that, no, we need to get to the root of this. If it's a thing, if this is a problem like you guys are claiming,
Yeah.
if this is a problem, then let's get to the root of it. If it ain't a problem, let's just be quiet and move forward, man, and let the kids have fun and play the game. Because what we gonna do here?
I mean, yeah, I'm again, parenting right now, and in this day and age, this is what it looks like. It looks like us having to have a conversation on YouTube about our child going viral on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous. And it's like at 9 years old, so anybody who was born in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, the stuff we did was not caught and put on social media. So the little pickup games you would play outside in the neighborhood, all of the taunting, all of the name calling, all of those things were absolutely happening. But there was not a camera in your face to catch any of what you did. And so now, because there are cameras at these games, somebody's like, well, why is there a camera? I don't know why there's cameras at AAU games. I don't know. You would probably have to ask the people who are putting this stuff out for content. I don't know why they're there. We didn't pay for them people to be there. These people are there. My son and them don't know what cameras are what. They're there all the time. You have superstars as kids. You got top 25 in the nation. You got recruiters and NBA players. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all have recruiters that start watching children at like 11 and 12 years old. They become prospects. This is a real thing. And so for NBA stars to be speaking out negatively about it, like, you created this monster. Y'all created that. This is not, I didn't hoop. Julius didn't hoop.
Yeah, I mean, we played, but he didn't learn any of that from us.
When LeBron does this right here, I've seen kids do that. Like, it is part of basketball culture. And so now for NBA players to kind of be speaking against basketball
the culture that they've created that they're a part of it. And I don't want to hear no NBA players talking about, well, I don't do that. I don't do stuff like that. You in the NBA, you part of the culture.
Cannot say anything. What is this, bro? This means when I've watched you play. When you shoot and you score, you do this. And the crowd go crazy for dang time.
Yeah, and you've gotten into it with people. You haven't just turned the other cheek every time you and somebody else get into it in there. Y'all that clip that they showed of my son, they don't even see what happened. You know what I'm saying? So y'all get into it, y'all jibber jabber and talk back and forth and do all this
y'all
stuff
physically
all
fight.
the time.
Y'all fight.
You know
y'all
what I'm
go
saying?
at it.
Like, come on, cut the games, make it make sense.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense. Like I said, for it to reach the level that it's reaching now, we've crossed over from a viral moment of 9-year-olds being 9, because my thing is, he's 9. And so I can teach him and say, hey, we're not going to do that. But y'all not 9.
Right.
Y'all 23, 24, 30, 35.
And y'all
still doing it.
Y'all doing it.
So I can teach him at 9, like, hey, man, but that is basketball. That is sports culture.
Every time somebody scored a touchdown in the NFL,
they celebrate. They do a dance in the end zone. Like, what do y'all think this is? And then somebody was saying, well, he's taunting. He's literally telling a boy backpack, which for y'all that don't know slang of a 9-year-old, backpack means I'm in my bag. Because the play prior to that, the little boy was telling him to be quiet because he scored on him. Like Julius is saying, now there's a game within the game. You're scoring and you're on me, and when I score, right back at you.
Right back at you. Right back at you. So, like, what do you want?
And so, yeah, he made a 3. They're third graders who got crazy range, who are, yes, they're shooting 3s. And yes, he took the bow and arrow out of his back pocket and shot the bow and arrow.
Where did they get that from? Where did he get
that from, though? And so it's like, this is basketball culture. And so now you have NBA players who are coming against the culture that they created. Nah, I'm not going. Like, that's not, That's not it. And now you're turning, my son is now the poster child, making it seem like he's the aggressor. And this is why I hate the media, because now the pictures and stuff that they're choosing are making him look like the aggressor in the situation. And they have no clue. Like, he already has to deal with that because he's so big for his age, because he's so tall for his age. He's a fresh 9 at the top of 2023. 2 weeks ago was his birthday. And so he's already catching a lot of flack because he's a 1.5 feet taller than these kids, which that is not his fault. He cannot help that he is big. He cannot help that he is tall. He cannot help that he's strong. And it's just like, where this is going now, like, this is what's hard about parenting in a viral age, is when your kid goes viral and nobody knows the story, nobody knows your child. To see adults dogging out a 9-year-old is absolutely disgusting.
This is crazy.
Like, it's disgusting. He's 9. And he has learned this and adopted this behavior from his heroes, from the people that he watches. He watches NBA games all the time. He watches hours and hours and hours of clips of y'all's highlights, of everything that y'all do. He watches it. And he is a YouTube baby. He's 9. He's Gen Alpha. All he's ever known is an iPad and an iPhone. He's never known anything else, which means everything that y'all have always done has always been in front of him.
He's always seen. Everything you've always done, he's always seen. And so he's simply trying to be like the people that he sees on TV playing ball, a game that he loves, a sport that he loves, man. He feels like that's part of the game.
And so now Complex, isn't Complex a magazine?
I don't know what it is.
So now Complex
it's a whole
has
article.
it. So Complex has a whole article out now, and it's just kind of like, y'all probably should reach out to the parents. If y'all want to write anything or y'all want to say anything, you probably should reach out to his parents so y'all can get the whole story on what is going on, because this has gone to a point now where it's not okay. They're 9 years old. And no, they're not held back. And no, they're not super giants. All those little boys on that team are 9 years old. They're really in the 3rd grade, and they're just having a good time.
Yeah. And so I think just, and we haven't even shared with Zion the negativity.
No, I can't. I'm not about to do that to him. I would never let him know that Damian Lillard has something negative to say about his celebrations.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, these are kids, y'all. He's 9. He's 9. He's 9. 9. Not 19. 9. And you mean to tell me grown parents and people would fix their mouths to say those types of things?
Grown men who get paid millions of dollars to celebrate have something to say about my 9-year-old son celebrating.
Now but then they're dogging us. I could see if you caught the boy with a gun.
Oh, the Lord, don't even go there.
I could see if you caught him with, some drugs or something. He was celebrating an N1, and you guys got that much energy and negativity to say about somebody celebrating an N1, and you got the nerve to start talking about the culture of basketball. If that is the creativity of toxic, if celebrating is toxicity, then the culture been toxic.
I was gonna say we've been doomed.
The culture been toxic. If him celebrating that is toxic, the culture been toxic, and we need to go back to the drawing board. So I mean that's the way that I look at it. That's the way that I view it. But just again, going back to the value that's placed in this. Is not stopping. Like every time we turn around, it's a new publication. It's a new
article,
platform. And I'm just like, they're really going to try to.
Well, now the narrative is now shifting. So this is what has me upset. So the first person that put out the article or put out the Instagram or YouTube post, it was like these 3rd graders were having a good time, or it was positive. All of these other outlets have now grabbed it and turned our kids into savages, disrespectful. Like, what is savage about getting an N1 and flexing? That's savage. Again, if you ain't played AAU ball, then I don't want to hear anything you have to say. This is not a sport where they pass out participation trophies. These kids are playing ball. You have some of these kids that are 11 and 12 years old that are nationally ranked, top 25 in the nation, beating out thousands of kids. There's nothing savage about celebrating an and-one. He wasn't in his face. He didn't push him. He didn't do anything. And once again, the play before that, the same little boy told my son to be quiet because he made a shot. So the whole commenting on who he is, who his parents are, how basketball is doomed, we really need to be redirecting some of this energy to the people who set the basketball culture and who have done this, and that my 9-year-old son is looking at and saying, oh, that's what I do when I get an and one, or that's what I do when I shoot a three.
And a lot of it, because probably more so than in person than them actually doing it, they do it. They don't do it as much, but what happens is the video games, they take it, and every single time you score on 2K, they doing some sort of celebration.
Yeah.
Now, the players don't do that every time they score.
But 2K does.
But 2K takes those celebrations and attaches it to dang near every single time they score a bucket.
Right, and Zion plays 2K.
Zion plays 2K. And so he's mimicking what he sees in 2K. You know what I'm saying? I think they're just making a much greater deal out of it than what it needs to be made. You know, and furthermore, it's easily correctable at 8 and 9 years old. Yeah, because if it's that big of a deal, then all the refs got to do is call a technical.
And it'll stop.
It'll stop quick. It's not even a big deal at this age. It's a greater deal as adults.
And they're like, well, they call techs on them, right, because they're professionals, but they don't call techs on that at 9 in AAU ball.
They don't call techs on them all the time either, man. They don't call techs on them all the time.
Right. It just, I guess it would depend on the referee. It's just, parenting right now is different.
It's different in this.
It ain't the same as it was in the Oregon Trail days. Like this is
no.
I'm glad wasn't no camera around when we was young. I mean, all the stuff we was saying to each other and doing, like it's crazy, but nobody caught it on film.
And everything is just real time nowadays. So, you know, y'all, it's just this parenting piece in this digital world is something to be considered heavily.
Yeah.
You know, so it ain't even like, in my opinion, he's not even mimicking nothing bad. He's playing NBA 2K. It ain't like
in real life.
It ain't like they said, well, you should have had your settings on YouTube. I could see if he was mimicking something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could understand that. The boy playing 2K and he's mimicking what he's seeing on 2K. And y'all got something to say because he playing 2K. I can't deal with it, man. I can't deal with it. Anyways, he viral, probably 60, 70 million views. I'm proud of my son. I love my son. I'm going to protect him at all costs.
Facts.
And, you know, haters going to hate. So y'all just keep on hating. And we're going to keep on getting better.
That's it.
You know, we keep on parenting them the best that we possibly can.
That's right.
So, you know, other than that, man, hell, make marriage great again. Make marriage great again, man. Make it great. If you got a spouse, love them. You know, love your spouse. You know, love your spouse, take care of your spouse, do whatever you got to do. Make marriage great again.
Make marriage great again.
Follow us, man, on YouTube at Make Marriage Great Again podcast. Subscribe, share it, like it, go back and watch the videos. You know, go to Facebook, Make Marriage Great Again podcast. Check that community out. Slide on over there to Instagram, MMGA podcast. Check that community out, man. And y'all be blessed. Y'all go ahead and have yourself a good day.
That's it.
Peace.
Peace.